in 1783, the British relocated 3,000 loyalists and about 3,000 newly emancipated former people who had been enslaved by patriots to Nova Scotia. And the Volk family went in September of 1783 to Annapolis, Nova Scotia. Surveying lots for loyalists took over a year, and so for the first winter, they survived in tents, which is actually pretty incredible going through winter in Nova Scotia. They 1792, 8 years later, Christiana Volk was 18. She was 10 when they moved to Nova Scotia. And John decided to take his family back to their 2,000-acre parcel just outside of Albany. And Christiana, his daughter, kept a travel journal of daily journal entries right through June when they finally arrived in Albany. In the beginning of June, June 3rd, she met her father, introduced her to Captain John Bogart, who would be the captain on their sloop that would take them up the river. Having come down the coast of New England, they spent a couple days in New York City and then went up the Hudson to Albany. John had been a captain in the militia, captain of the sloop Magdalene. He transported troops and supplies during the war. June 7th, Christiana writes in her travel journal that the captain is very polite and obliging. He left for a couple days and to go up the river on land and came back. And on June 10th, she said, "Welcome, sir, on board," echoed through the ship. We find him more agreeable as we are more acquainted with him. When they reached Albany, they went with Captain Bogart to his father's. They met his mother and his father and spent some time there, had dinner, and spent time with the Bogart family before they went off to find their 2,000 parcel of Volk land. 4 years after they met, Christiana and Captain John Bogart married at the Dutch Reformed Church in Albany. And during the 40-year marriage, they had about 8 kids. In 2012, the 8th-generation direct descendant and namesake of the man who built this house, Christopher Volk, spoke as the Clinton Township School District gave this property to the 1759 Volk House nonprofit.